So today I will be explaining a business concept of electric vehicles. So let's go. Opportunities and available market scenario. Electric vehicles have a vast opportunity in upcoming future because since we found fossil fuels, we still solely depends on that. Our fuels 90% made of fossil fuels. So in near future we will be all running out of that. So it's now solely the most important thing is that we find a substitution to that. So it can be the most efficient that will be electricity. So since it can be generated easily a lot of different way, it will be more productive and this process cause less global warming than any other conventional method. The move of electric mobility has always been priority of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, keeping in mind that India's commitment to reduce its carbon footprint by a third up from the levels of 2005. Since then, Nirmala Sitharaman, our finance minister, has made switching to EV electric vehicles is a priority. She has allocated already 10,000 crores to a faster adoption of and manufacturing of electric vehicles under FAME 2 scheme. With government push and influx of startup, EV market is indeed a hot segment to invest in. From buses to cars to India has a large 2 and 3 wheel market. So companies across the spectrum are drawing out their EV plans. Further, companies like Tesla in China's contemporary Amperex technology and BYD Co are creating charge environment with their interests in the Indian government's plan to build large factories to make lithium-ion batteries at an investment of about 50,000 crores. Not to be left behind, four-wheeler companies like Tata Motors, Maruti Suzuki, Hyundai Motors are readying their EV models for 2020 launch. Recently, Tata Motors launched their next-gen EV, so yeah, that's a start. In fact, after launching India's first long-range electric SUV Kona, Hyundai is planning to develop a new EV platform for the mass market with over 200 million investment. New entrants like the Chinese MG Motors and Korean Kia Motors are exploring EV launches to gain a toehold on Indian roads. India is the largest two-wheeler market and leading market for three-wheelers with over 99% of the EV sales coming for two and three-wheeler segment. The future outlook remains strong for that. So yes, welcoming government's move. So Inder Gill, CEO of Hero Electric Vehicles and Director General, Society of Manufactured Electric Vehicles SMEV says the announcement on EV brings cheer to both consumers and manufacturers. Provision of additional income tax deduction up to 1.5 lakh on purchase on EV would be encouraged to customer to opt option for EVs. So there is a tax deduction for those consumers who buy electric vehicles. So yes, that's a big advantage of that. He adds that the next developments are crucial for EV growth in India, which require concentrated approach both for manufacturer and government to lower the prices to deliver quality of products and educate consumers about electric vehicles. The GST Council has already lowered GST on EV from 12% to only 5%. The government also announced custom duty exemption on lithium-ion cells, which will help lower the cost of lithium-ion batteries in India as they are not produced locally. So there are some risks associated with this business. So risks with getting supply. EV runs EV runs on lithium-ion batteries. With regard to lithium, only four countries, Argentina, Australia, Chile, and China combined generate nearly 80% of the global supply. Other key players in the lithium game are China, Zimbabwe. So it is hard to import lithium because either the restriction by government or high import duties. Tesla has experienced unexpected supply shortages caused by multiple business partners many times, which has forced the company to postpone launch of some of its latest car models. Supply dependencies can generate direct and severe financial losses that automotive manufacturers have to be prepared for. Lack of infrastructure investment. According to Morgan Stanley, an overall $2.7 trillion infrastructure investment is needed to near future to make electrical cars lasting success over the next 2 decades. The area of required investment are not only down to local car charging points, but also includes power grid expansion, subsidies to guarantee nationwide green energy grid stability, and lower market prices for the new car purchases. Manufacturers also have significantly improved battery performances and chemistry to increase the electric car ranges, massively enhance the batteries, reuse, recycling, as well as makes new technology more attractive for end users despite high production costs. Presently, not a single country meets the much needed capital expenditure to keep pace with its aggressive electromobility targets, not even Norway, the global market leader. An automotive company with ambitious targets will be at risk without necessary infrastructure, and its disposal in likely event the gap in investment will not be resolved. Uh, there is another risk that electric vehicles are not green as might you think. So, uh, electrical car components have no little or no end life cycle recycling value. This is especially true for lithium ion batteries. Second, a small percentage of power grids providing electricity to charge one car as green in terms of incorporating mostly a mix of renewable energies. Third, natural resources such as nickel cobalt generate high levels of air, soil, and water pollution when being mined and smelted. This means alternative fuel cars create pollution carbon emissions other ways by shifting them to those countries where the production relevant minerals, metals, and rare earths are extracted. This local mineral extraction is mostly only made possible through high levels of traditional energy consumption and the use of toxic chemicals. As media and civil society attention, scrutiny and have massively increased in recent years with regard to become more engaged through social media and are now better equipped to publicly shame a company than ever before. The stakes for automotive manufacturers have been raised significantly. So expected growth in near and long term. I will keep to this my country India. So yes, almost 90% of the growth will originate will developing and developed countries. India plans to sell only electric cars by 2030 in and in China as much as 20% of the projected 35 million annual vehicle sales should be made up of alternative fuel cars in 2025. The Ministry of Heavy Industries is planning to approve 20 to 23,000 crores uh, plan under National Electric Vehicle Emission Policy to promote EV mobility over the next 8 years. The government plans to invest around 12 to 30,000 crores, and the rest will be invested out by the industry. GAIL, the Indian company, has estimated the expanding network of 298 cities by 2014 will require investment of 37,000 crores approx. This compares with an estimate of 8 to 9,000 crores being required to spend on R&D and countrywide infrastructure for EV charging. Niti Aayog is striving to curtail ICE two-wheelers under 150cc by 2025 and three-wheelers by 2023. Nearly 80% of all vehicles sold in India are two and three-wheelers. And as I said earlier, our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has made a switching to EVs is a major priority. She has allocated already 10,000 crore to watch the adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles under the FAME 2 scheme. So yeah, the government also announced that income tax rebates up to 1.5 lakh customer on interest paid to loans to buy EVs and with total exemption of rupees 2.5 lakh over the entire loan period. Provision of additional income tax deduction up to 1.5 lakh on purchase on EVs would encourage the customer for option for EVs. The GST Council has already lowered the GST for 12% to 5% on the EVs. So yes, which will help lower the cost of lithium-ion batteries in India as they are not produced locally. It should be imported. It has to be imported. Yeah, and another thing is that Panasonic is targeting is to set up 1 lakh charging stations for EV across the top 25 cities by 2024. It is planning to set up many charging stations across cities like Delhi, Pune, Bangalore, Chennai, Amaravati, Hyderabad, Gurugram, Noida, Ghaziabad. Yeah, and financial infrastructure and other necessities. So there are three type of infrastructure plan for EVs. First is public infrastructure model, providing charging points in public parking spaces. This involves resolving spots as which charging point is provided for electric vehicles at a public parking space. Since only EVs are allowed to park in these spots, they are likely to act as an incentive to consumers in urban cities where public Public scarce is only if on reserved for EVs. This model would have been supported by local municipalities in partnership with infrastructure providers. It seeks to provide access charging for those consumers that lack home charging. Private infrastructure model. This infrastructure model is preferable in any stages of EV adoption as it responds to the direct consumer demand. So it can be home. The charging point can be set up at your home and anywhere around your home. It involves installing charging points, EV adapters at the residence or at private sites such as malls, office parking lots, privately managed parking lots, petrol pumps, etc. This ensures the higher usage of charging points based on actual demand as reflected by EVs, thus providing a greater return on investment. Government mandated building codes can also recommend installing a minimum 2 or 3 electric vehicle charging points at the parking lots in new buildings. Third is end-to-end solution. This model involves close partnership between OEMs, infrastructure facility providers, maintenance services providers, and local governments to provide consumers with an integrated package of end-to-end value-added services, thereby minimizing the number of interfaces that the consumer has to manage. This could evolve as a subscription service where EV adapters pay a monthly or annual fee for an integrated services. Uh, there have been plans in past to develop a network of charging stations in various areas of the country. In 2010, Delhi government announced that it would provide a network of charging points in the city, but only after several EVs were ready to launch in the country. So this reflects one of the problem in EVs general infrastructure. Developers are reluctant to invest in this area until there is a sizable population of EVs on the roads. While vehicle manufacturers are unwilling to launch their models in India due to lack of charging stations, a catch-22 situations. Some manufacturers have tried to address this issue by taking up the challenges of developing charging infrastructure themselves. Electrotherm India Limited, for instance, started in 2010 that they would collaborate with local garage owners within the radius of 3 kilometers of major cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, and Ahmedabad for installing charging stations. A similar plan was also articulated by Hero Electric with aim to setting up 10,000 charging ports by the end of 2010. However, the involvement of government appears to be necessary at least in the early stages, given the investment of approximately 2 lakh required for setting up a single charging station. A welcome initiative with regard of this new plan, New Delhi Municipal Corporation to set up 100 charging stations in Delhi in near future. The regulations associated with this concept. The government approved amendments to Model Building Bylaws 2016 and Urban Regional Development Plans Formulations and Implementation Guidelines 2014 to set up charging stations for electric vehicles across the country. With this, the government aims to move 25% of the transportation to electric vehicles by 2030. The government permitted to private charging at residence and offices. The charging station will be set every 25 km on both sides on highway of roads. Charging facilities will also be available at the bus depot and transport hubs within 3 years. Licensing and other registration. It is required to license a brand as well as registering infrastructure, buying copyrights and trademark. It is also required that you patent the body of engine, parts, the batteries, and anything that comes with the product. How this business will function, manufacture or market. EV production remain the same as other vehicle produce, which they use is a line production to manufacture any kind of vehicle. This will be useful to manufacture EVs too because it is more reliable, because there is just you have to install lithium ion batteries. So yes, the marketing will remain same as the every outlet will do to have to launch their own vehicles by various advertisement on newspapers, TVs, radios, celebrating launch of the product, advertising on various social platforms. So yeah, and what a conclusion it will take. The key roadblock to EV market growth do not seem to be related to value chain, lack of charging infrastructure, policies, economics, or environment related, but rather Indian consumer perception. More specifically, chassis design, range anxiety, concerns about battery longevity, cabin capacity, and high purchase costs are the key factors considered when a vehicle purchase decisions are made. Further, it is competition which triggers product innovation and the present choice to the consumer. Thank you.